Lola Kunle was the kind of woman people quietly envied. Beautiful, stylish, married to a gentle, hardworking man, living in a mansion many could only dream of. Every morning, her neighbors watched with wide eyes as she stepped out of her home like a fashion model. Her designer handbag swinging, her long hair flowing, her perfume trailing behind her like royalty. "Ah, God has blessed this woman," people whispered. "She has everything." But they didn't know the truth. Lola had everything, yet she was the most unhappy woman she knew. That morning she stood in her walk-in closet, a room bigger than some people's houses, surrounded by hundreds of clothes, dozens of wigs, bags from Paris, shoes still wrapped in plastic. But she crossed her arms, frowned, and hissed in frustration. "I have nothing to wear. Nothing." Even though the shelves were full, the drawers were full, the hangers were full. Her husband, Kunle, a patient, responsible man, entered the room quietly. "My love," he said softly, "you have a meeting by 10. Can I help you pick something?" Lola snapped. "I said I have nothing to wear. Are you not seeing? All my clothes are old." Kunle looked around at the brand new clothes she had worn only once. "Old," he murmured, confused. She stomped her foot like a child. "I'm going to Bella Royale boutique today. I must buy new clothes." Kunle sighed deeply. He had just paid rent. Just paid school fees for his younger brother. Just sent money to his mother. And last week alone, Lola had spent £500,000 on clothes. But still, she wasn't satisfied. As Lola stormed out of the room, Kunle whispered to himself, "Why is my wife like this? When will she ever be content?" Little did he know, this journey of dissatisfaction would lead Lola to a place she never expected, a place that would change her life forever. Lola arrived at the most expensive boutique in town like a celebrity. Cameras flashed, workers greeted her with fake smiles, and the manager rushed to her side. "Madam Lola, our #1 customer." They knew she spent without thinking. And today she didn't disappoint. She tried dresses. She bought jewelry. She demanded special perfumes. She asked for the newest designer bag, even though she had 2 at home. Her card beeped again and again as payments went through. Kunle sat silently, watching her from a distance, wondering how long this could go on. And that was when the first sign of trouble appeared. His bank app buzzed. His account balance dropped lower. And lower, and lower. And suddenly, insufficient funds. Kunle's heart tightened. But Lola, she didn't even notice. Because for her, there was always one more thing she needed to buy. Home, she criticized everything. "The kitchen is too small. The car is too old. My friends are traveling, why can't we? Our house is boring. I want a chef. I want a driver. I want more. I want. Kunle tried his best. He worked long nights. He accepted extra jobs. He sacrificed rest. But every time he gave, Lola demanded more. And the more she received, the more empty she felt. One evening, Kunle came home with tears in his eyes. "Lola, I lost my job." He gasped. Then how will we survive?" And for the first time in years, the truth hit her. Every luxury she enjoyed came from his sacrifice. Every comfort she bragged about was built by his sweat. She swallowed hard. "Kunle, what will we do now?" He exhaled slowly. "We will survive. But we must reduce expenses." But Lola didn't know how to reduce. Not yet. Bills piled up. Rent was due. Electricity was disconnected. Her boutique friends stopped answering her calls. And then something happened. Lola showed up at Bella Royale boutique, and they pretended not to know her. The manager looked at her coldly. "Madam, if you're not buying anything, please step aside." Her heart shattered. Those who greeted her like a queen now treated her like a stranger. She walked out slowly, realizing how empty her life had been. One night, Lola sat alone in the dark house. No lights, no luxury, no friends, no boutique smiles, no admiration. just silence. She looked around and whispered, "I had everything, and I lost it all because I wasn't content." Tears streamed down her face. For the first time she wasn't angry. She wasn't demanding. She wasn't complaining. She was humbled. She called Kunle and held his hand tightly. "My husband, I'm sorry." And for the first time, he saw sincerity in her eyes. Life has a strange way of humbling the proud and teaching the stubborn. For Lola Kunle, her greatest lesson came slowly, painfully, and deeply. Weeks passed after her humiliating experience at the boutique. Things at home were calmer, but there was something different about Lola now. The arrogance was gone. The entitlement had melted away. The loudness, the bragging, the endless demands, all of it had died quietly inside her. She woke up earlier these days. Not to rush out for shopping. Not to try on new wigs. Not to take selfies for her followers. But to sit on the sofa and think. Think about her life. Think about who she had become. Think about what truly mattered. White medium star, the talk that changed everything. One Saturday morning, Kunle entered the living room and found her staring at nothing. Quiet, small, humbled. He sat beside her carefully. "Lola," he said softly, "we need to talk." She swallowed hard. For the first time ever, she didn't react angrily. She didn't interrupt him. She didn't roll her eyes. She simply nodded. "I'm listening." Kunle took a deep breath. "I love you. God knows I do. But you haven't made this marriage easy." Tears formed in her eyes. He continued, "I've tried to give you everything, not because I'm rich, but because I wanted you to be happy. But no matter what I bought, no matter how hard I worked, you never became satisfied." Her lips trembled. Kunle pressed on, his voice calm but firm. "You forgot what truly makes a home. You forgot the meaning of gratitude. You forgot who you were before money blinded your heart." A single tear rolled down her cheek. "I know," she whispered. "I know, Kunle, and I'm sorry." He looked at her, shocked. This was the first time she had ever apologized without shouting first. Lola wiped her tears. "I didn't know I was hurting you. I was so focused on having more that I didn't see what I already had." Kunle gently held her hand. "Lola, I don't need a perfect wife. I need a partner. I need a woman who values peace more than designer bags. I need someone who understands that life is bigger than Instagram pictures and boutique receipts." She nodded repeatedly, crying softly. "That woman. I want to be her," she whispered. White medium star, the transformation. Change doesn't happen in one day. It happens in small steps. And Lola took each step carefully. Step 1. She apologized to her husband. Not just with words but with actions. She cooked for him. She listened instead of arguing. She thanked him for little things. Step 2. She apologized to the house staff, those she once treated like dirt. She stood before them with a bowed head. "I was wrong," she said with tears in her eyes. "Please forgive me." Some were shocked. Some cried. Some hugged her. Step 3. She cut off fake friends. All the people who only cared about her lifestyle. She blocked numbers, unfollowed accounts, and deleted chats. For once, silence felt peaceful, not lonely. Step 4. She returned everything she owed the boutique. Not to impress them, but because she wanted to rebuild her character. When she walked in, the manager looked confused. She simply smiled and said, "I'm not here to buy anything. I am here to clear my debt and thank you for the lesson life used you to teach me." The man stood speechless. Lola walked out with her head high. For the right reason this time. Step 5. She found purpose. She joined a women's community. Not the bragging type. Not the gossiping type. But a group where women talked about marriage, self-worth, peace, humility, God, and family. She volunteered. She helped younger women understand self-control. She shared her own story openly and honestly. Little by little, Lola discovered something she never knew she had been missing. Contentment. Joy that didn't come from material things. A sense of meaning. White medium star, the new Lola. Months later, she looked in the mirror. Same face, same beauty, same woman. But a different heart. Softer heart. A grateful heart. A wiser heart. She smiled at her reflection. A real smile, not the forced Instagram one. She whispered to herself, I finally understand. Her happiness was no longer hanging in the wardrobe between expensive dresses. It wasn't inside perfume bottles. It wasn't in the shoes, the handbags, the makeup, or the praise of strangers. Her happiness was in gratitude, in peace, in love, in simplicity, in contentment. She finally saw what she always had, and she treasured it. The final lessons. Lola learned and now teaches these truths. 1. Contentment is not the absence of desire. It is understanding the value of what you already have. 2. A peaceful home is worth more than luxury you can't maintain. 3. If your happiness depends on money, then your joy will collapse when money shakes. 4. Fake friends love your lifestyle, not you. 5. The greatest riches are a loving spouse, a healthy family, and a grateful heart. 6. Humility restores what pride destroys. 7. True beauty is character. Without it, everything else fades. 8. A grateful woman is a powerful woman. The end. But a new beginning. Lola didn't become perfect. She became better. She didn't lose her beauty. She found her wisdom. She didn't lose her husband. She gained back his heart. And she didn't lose her identity. She rebuilt it the right way. In the end, she learned that the richest people are those who find joy in what they already have.